Hello everyone, welcome back to some more of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Last time if I remember correctly, it's been a while for me, so I have to go through this over again. If I remember correctly, I believe after visiting Mr. Natsume, we met up with Inspector Gregson at the crime scene. Got a few things from him, then after talking to him... Okay, sorry, I just fixed something on my microphone. After talking to him, we met up with, but we were trying to find Mr. Sholmes, but we actually found his roommate, Iris. After talking with her for a bit, we learned that, Sholmes is actually inside Mr. Natsume's room. So, yeah, we're gonna head back there, see if we can find that, and yeah. Whew. Alright. 19th of February, 2:38 p.m. Briar Road. Oh, right. I'm kind of coming off of a bit of a cold, so sorry if you hear me clear my throat or, like, whatever. It was worse a few days ago, so I couldn't record then, so, whatever. I think I'm fine enough to record now. It looks as though the police are still here, carrying on with their investigation. Perfect. So let's find Inspector Gregson as quickly as possible. Yes. And let's see if he'll take a break from his shift to look at that silver tip Iris gave us for him. Alright. Inspector Gregson, do you have a moment?
I'm sorry to say I don't. I'm a very busy man. Much too busy to talk to a pair of foreign gallabouts, that's for sure.
We have these for you. A present from Miss Iris Wilson.
What? For me? From her ladyship?
Her ladyship?
Give that here, at once. Come on, hand it over. That's for me. Don't wait for me to give it to you, will you?
Yeah? What was that coin exactly?
It's a silver crown, obviously, but it's a lot more than that. It's an appearance fee, that's what it is.
An appearance fee? Oh, I see. You mean...
That's right. For the adventures of Herlock Sholmes. Her ladyship always offers me a little financial reward for featuring me, every time.
Yes, of course. I know all about your exploits, Inspector. I read them avidly. Yes, he was getting money not just from, what's it called, the Scotland Yard job, the detective, but also from appearance fees, really? I mean, it's just a silver crown. Probably not worth a lot, but...
Of course, her using my name without my say-so does make me the butt of a lot of unpleasant jokes, but still.
I am sorry, Inspector. That must be difficult for you.
Never you mind that. So, what you want to know then, huh?
Sorry?
Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem, it says. Well, obviously it's not a problem. Go on, fire away. What do you want to know?
Well, if you wouldn't mind, Inspector, we'd very much like to know what the address of Mr. Natsume... Oh, God. We'd very much like to know the address of Mr. Natsume's lodgings.
Ah, the little knife-wielding mustache Japanese fellow? He lives in a right old hovel, just over there. Look. On the first floor of that house in the corner where that wreck of a bicycle was propped up.
How does that even ride? That is nearby indeed.
If I remember rightly, the landlord is a Mr. John Garrideb. Right, well, if you see her again, you make sure you give her ladyship my regards, you hear? I mean it. You tell her that Gregson sends his very best wishes.
Don't worry, Inspector. We will.
Goodbye for now then, and long live her ladyship.
Well, at least he told us what we wanted to know before he left. Yes. So then, shall we go and see what we could find in Mr. Natsume's lodgings?
Definitely.
Alright. So, I guess let's just go find into Mr. Natsume's lodgings, see what we can do. Oh, no, okay. Let me drink some water for a second. Okay, we're back. Sorry. I had to get some water, literally. I don't know why, but it seems like whenever... I don't know why, but it seems like whenever I do, like, voices like Greg Sims, or, like, not deep voices, but deep and, like, rumbly voices, my throat kind of gets scratchy, so... you know how that goes. I can only imagine how voice actors do it. Anyways, 19th of February, Mr. Natsume's... Well, maybe not Mr. Natsume's lodgings per se, but... We're in the landlord's office, not necessarily his house. Ooh, what voice do I give to her?
May I help you?
Yes. Would this be the residence of, Mr. John Garadeb?
Indeed it is. It will wood, sir. And who may I say is calling?
My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Mr. Naruhodo is representing Mr. Soseki Natsume. I believe he takes lodgings here. We would very much like to ask him some questions about our client.
Yeah?
One moment, please. I shall convey the message to Mr. Garadeb.
Yeah? You can hide your shock better. Did you see that, Miss Susato? That was a real-life English maid.
I know. As I understand it, anyone of standing in English society employs a number of household staff. But that was the first time I've ever seen one in the flesh. Oh, this day just keeps getting better.
Wait, first day? Didn't you see one literally yesterday as a juror? Whatever. It certainly feels like we've arrived now, doesn't it?
We need only to meet a butler, and the experience will be complete.
Well, I'm not sure if I'd go that far, but I understand the sentiment.
Thank you for waiting. Mr. Garadeb will see you now. This way.
Oh, okay then. Good day to you. Okay, no. Okay, this actually fits well. Why? Whatever. Good day to you. John Garadeb at your service.
Pleased to meet you, sir. This is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. He's a defense lawyer.
Do excuse me not getting up. Took a shot to the knee a few years back on the bottle of my wine, don't you know? Earned a medal for my pains, but hard to withdraw from service. Handed over the reins to the up-and-comings.
So, he's a retired soldier.
It's a hell of a job getting up and down the stairs now, I can tell you. Doesn't get out much as you can imagine. Oh, don't get out much as you can imagine.
Yes, it is quite a climb up here to the second floor, isn't it? I was panting at the top of the stairs.
You really must take more exercise, Mr. Naruhodo.
Do you think so?
Well, Mr. Garadeb, no doubt you were very courageous to earn yourself a medal.
Oh, it was nothing. The medal's just a folderol, really.
Wouldn't like to offend the General, though, so I grudgingly displayed it on the wall. Why don't you fetch it down, Joan? Let these good people see it properly.
Joan, fetch the... Oh! Dash it all, woman! Be careful!
Oh, dearie me. I do beg your pardon, sir.
You jolly nearly took the skin off my hands.
I shall be more careful, sir.
So, anyway, there you have it.
living the quiet life now.
Yes, I see. Should I have given him a more British voice? Like, I don't know. I feel like I should have given him Mr. Fairplay's voice. Because like, if he has a maid back then, I think if you had a maid, you were supposed to be rich, right? So, whatever. I'll try and give a British accent.
Now then, I hear you want to know about the chap lodging downstairs. Is that right? Yes. We would be very grateful if you could answer some questions for us. Only too pleased, naturally, especially if it helps keep the peace here in Blighty. We've forged an alliance with the Empire of Japan recently, as I'm sure you're aware. So, this case is very much in the public eye, as it were.
Oh, is it?
We even had some famous detective poking around, you know, in this old house, would you believe? Yes, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. Huh, could have been. Didn't catch the chap's name. Not really my cup of tea, all that detective's business. Oh, but you have a copy of Rancid magazine here, so... no. Anyway, the chap's investigating the foreigner's room as we speak.
So, he's in Soseki-san's room. Alright.
It's a bally nuisance is what it is. The whole neighborhood's twitching its curtains now. I don't like all this fuss. It's jolly unsettling.
Alright. I think let's talk about Natsume. Because we don't know much about what everyone... We know about him, but we don't know what everyone thinks of him.
About Mr. Natsume then, Mr. Gerda. Please, do tell us. Ah, yes, the Japanese chap. Only been lodging here for a week.
Oh? Just 1 week? So he moved in very recently then?
I have 2 lodgers most of the time. One on the ground floor and one just below us. The first floor room became available a week ago, you see. There had been... Dash it all, Joan! Do be careful! Oh, my goodness! I'm terribly sorry, sir.
I am messing this up. Well,
if you want to know my opinion, I thought he was a shady sort from the moment I set eyes on him.
why?
Oh, why? He seemed to have a most nervous disposition, always shaking and looking over his shoulder. The man had shady written across his sweat-soaked brow, if you ask me. I said to myself, Joan, that man has trouble. Sooner or later, he's going to do something untoward. And I'm rarely wrong about anything.
We won't be calling this man as a witness, that's for sure.
Was there anything else that struck you as suspicious about the man at all? Yes! Oh, yes, there indeed was.
And she's dying to tell us, it seems. Okay, what's so shady about him other than his disposition? Had you noticed anything else at all about your lodger, Mr. Natsume?
Oh my word, yes. The man was shadier than an orchard.
Could you elaborate? Okay, there. Sorry, something just interrupted me there.
Well, take the man's room. Absolutely stuffed full of books it is, more than anyone could ever read. And he never so much as passes the time of day with another living soul. I haven't seen a visitor call.
Well, I mean, just because he's an introvert doesn't mean he's suspicious. Matter of fact, I don't see you getting to know him.
He just trots off to the old bookshop every day, and comes back at 5 to light the gas fire. And the funny little man is up long past the time everyone else in the house has gone to bed too.
Oh, I see.
The gentleman on the ground floor goes to bed at around 9 each night. but I've never known that Japanese fellow to retire any earlier than 2 in the morning.
Well, I mean, just because he stays up doesn't necessarily mean he's suspicious.
Could you clarify something, I wonder? What, pray? How do you know so much about Mr. Natsume's routine? Oh! I'd understood that neither of the lodgers live on this floor of the house. Is that correct?
That's right, yes. They're both below us, on the first floor and street level.
Then, how is it that you know so much about the lives of your lodgers? The precise times they come back in the evening, for example, even the times they go to bed.
Good grief, Joan! Be more careful, woman!
Oh my goodness, sir. I'm terribly sorry, sir.
Something doesn't add up here. Yeah, you're just gonna avoid the subject entirely? What, are you spying on your residents and you're just gonna avoid talking about the, just act like we never said that? Okay. Let's talk about what happened 2 days ago then. It seems that the incident took place at around 5 in the evening. Did you happen to look out of the window at that time?
Huh? The window?
Yeah.
Yes, we noticed that the window over there looks out over Briar Road. The incident that took place on the pavement just on the far side of the street. Was there anyone suspicious loitering nearby?
5 o'clock is dinner time in the Gardab household. So, I'm afraid I don't remember seeing anything. How about you, Joan?
No, sir. It would have been dusk outside already at that hour. And with the fog as well, I should think it would have been impossible to see the other side of the road.
Oh, I see. Did you... What was that? Oh.
Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary then?
Such as...
Anything at all, even if it seems unrelated.
Well...
Yes? Was there something then?
Well, there's nothing particularly... For the love of God, Joan, watch what you're doing.
Oh, dearie me. What have I done? I'm awfully sorry, sir.
Do be more careful, woman.
Of course, sir. If I may, Mr. Narrow Hollow.
Oh. Yes?
I have an exceedingly good memory, and as far as I remember, nothing of any significance took place here at that hour. Nothing at all.
Yeah? Nothing at all? He was about to say something, but then you shushed him out. Something sneaky's going along here. Oh, really? Mr. Garadab? The way you were talking before, it sounded rather like there might have been.
Oh, well, as I was saying, it was just a trifling matter, really. Nothing of... Joan, dash it all! What is the matter with you, woman?
Begging your pardon, sir. Nothing happened.
Yes, quite. Nothing happened. We sat down to a quiet, uneventful meal. Joan?
That's right, Mr. Garadab.
What is the matter with these two?
It sounds like something happened here in this room on the evening of the incident. But what?
I wish I knew. Well, could you tell us which floor Mr. Natsume's room is on?
Why, certainly. Just below us on the first floor. And Mr. Sholmes is investigating there, even as we speak? Yes. Told me that's...
Oh.
Yes, told me that's his name and had asked him to look into the matter, so I gave him the key. Mr. Natsume has engaged Mr. Sholmes' services?
I find that very hard to believe after Mr. Sholmes was literally the guy who, got him arrested. His great deduction got him arrested. And then, okay. That's a blatant lie. Would it be alright if we also had a look around? In Mr. Natsume's room, I mean.
Don't see why not. It's just down one flight of stairs.
Who knows if we'll find anything that could help us with the case. But we have to try. We need all the clues we can lay our hands on, shall we?
Yes, and while we're there...
Oh, sorry, yes?
Yes, and while we're there, we can speak with Mr. Sholmes again. Perhaps he'll be able to tell us more.
Alright, sorry if I sound a bit congested. It's probably because I am. There's a few things in here we could investigate. I see no reason to look around a little bit. After all, we basically don't do it. After all, we basically don't do that, literally, so... That's a full-size cannon! What's it doing in here?
Oh my, it's real! I thought it might be a replica. That old thing? It's little more than a toy.
Sorry?
The army was selling it off when I retired, so I decided to give it a new home. Never know when the enemy might attack next. Jolly useful to have a cannon about the house.
Really? It isn't overkill?
Be prepared, I always say. You never know what this twisted world is going to throw at you next, boy. Do you think there may be trouble brewing, Mr. Garrett? Always is. Take Joan here. Never fails to have a clean apron in reserve. Dries them over the barrel, you see. They dry very well on the cannon there, Joan tells me. Which rather proves my point, I feel.
It's been reduced to a drying rack. No wonder the huge cannon looks like it's hanging its head in shame. Wow. Imagine getting a cannon and turning it just into a drying rack, literally. That uniform looks fairly ancient, doesn't it?
It's clearly been well looked after, though. That old thing? Pah. Not much better than rags, really.
Oh?
Wore that ceremonial garb at my retirement bash, you know. But I'm not one for dwelling on the past, me. Would have gladly thrown it out, but you know how it is. Anyway, doesn't hurt to have the odd piece of memorabilia lying around, does it? Oh, I see.
Perhaps we should just leave the past in the past. Yeah. Oh, they literally got the rounds right next to it. Are those mortar shells? They're enormous.
Ah, I hadn't noticed. What are they doing here? Ah, those old things? Couple of little rounds I accidentally fired into the barracks during training, you know.
What? How did you recover them? Weren't they supposed to have exploded?
Became a bit of colourful regiment folklore, that incident.
You mean, you deliberately hunted out the spent shells?
Well, I wouldn't say deliberately exactly. They're only scrap iron after all. Usually just thrown away, I believe. But you never know when things might come in useful, do you?
Useful for what? It's scrap iron. How exactly do you plan on firing it? There's no gunpowder in it.
Yes, well... Joan here did manage to knock one of the bally things on my foot the other day while she was dusting. Oh no! Hadn't shed a tear since 1869 before then, you know.
Maybe reconsider throwing them away? Yeah, if you have shells, why would you put it on the top shelf? Shells on a shelf? But like, whatever. Anyways. Can we see anything out the window? Looks over by a road. Huh. Wait, what? You can't see very clearly. I see. Does it open?
I shouldn't underestimate the bitterness of a London winter, sir.
I'm sorry?
As soon as you open that window, the tea will freeze in the pot. No Londoner would go opening at windows at dusk in the middle of winter, I assure you.
Yeah, it seems very unlikely that these two would have seen anything of the incident then. It was foggy, they're a few floors up, and it's cold, so that the window was probably frosted now that I think about it, huh? Alright. I guess let's just head to Mr. Natsume's room. Oh, okay then. 19th of February, Mr. Natsume's room. What? Just look at this place. And smell it. It's so musty in here. I suppose it's the mountains of old books that are responsible for that.
I don't think I've ever seen so many books in all my life.
No, me neither.
It's so dark in here.
Oh, it's so dark in here too. Well.
Is that the window over there?
Yeah. Well, it was the window, I think. Yes, once upon a time. But for some reason, it's been closed up with bricks and mortar. So, this is where Mr. Natsume lives.
By the way, I haven't spotted Mr. Sholmes anywhere. Have you?
No, that's true. But according to what Mr. Garrett told us, the great detective should be around here somewhere investigating. Alright, I guess let's just look around. Oh, well, what the? Yeah, it's just gonna walk into, what's it called? The books and like, because that thing is small. What, did it just go into the back rooms or something?
Oh my, what an adorable little cat. Perhaps he's looking after all the books while his master is away.
I don't know about that. He disappeared into that pile of books as quick as a flash. It was a tricolor Mickey, wasn't it? Do they even have that sort of cat here in Great Britain?
Perhaps Mr. Natsume brought the little creature with him from Japan.
That's made me feel homesick right now.
Already? We've only been in the country for 2 days.
Well, I mean, you know, it's kind of how homesickness is, to be honest.
That desk seems to be wedged into a crevice between the mountains of books on either side.
I suppose Mr. Natsume would sit there and read while stroking his cat. Actually, wait, he moved in a week ago, right? How do you get this much books in a week? Matter of fact, how fast are you reading? I mean, he is sitting in here all day, so I guess that makes sense, but still. But surrounded on all sides by these towering old tomes, surely he dreamt of books every night as well.
Yes, he must have done, mustn't he? Oh, what's this? It's a receipt from a second-hand bookshop. Your books.
Oh, yes, Mr. Natsume's name is on it. Look, and the date of purchase. 2 days ago at 4:45 p.m. Oh, that's the day of the incident. In other words, he probably was coming back from getting his books or whatever, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, so I guess that kind of explains why he was even there at the time. And we might be able to also explain that he was not holding a knife because he just bought some books. He probably had his books in his hands.
That's just a short while before he was embroiled in the terrible attack. He must have been on his way back from buying some of the old books.
Alright. Secondhand bookshop receipt acquired. Alright, what else is here that we can get? Oh, I thought that was just the normal cursor. Look at all those books stacked up there. They almost reached the ceiling.
They're all works of English literature, and they all smell so musty.
Well, yeah, that's kind of how books get when you leave them someplace for a while.
With this volume of books to hand, you'd never be short of reading material, would you? No. What a dreamy idea.
A bad dream, maybe. For me, at least.
Mind you, I don't imagine the book that's at the bottom of the pile now will ever be read again.
Well, you never know.
Ah, so reading it is an experience that comes about once in a lifetime, just as the tea ceremony teaches us.
Well, I mean, that's not the case. I mean, if you clean up and clear out your books, you'll eventually find the book at the bottom and read it again. So, like, you know what I mean? I certainly didn't expect the conversation to turn down the path of tea ceremony philosophy. Yeah, that's everything over. Oh, okay. What else we got?
Oh, look! Oh, look! It's a beckoning cat from home.
It's a bit big and bulky, isn't it? Surely Mr. Natsume didn't bring that Maneki Neko all the way from Japan with him.
I hardly think you're in a position to comment, Mr. Naruhodo. Are you forgetting the enormous Daruma doll that you brought in your luggage?
Wait, he has luggage? I thought he was just a stowaway.
Well, it can be dangerous traveling abroad. I wanted a lucky charm. Well, I imagine Mr. Natsume wanted the same, and this cat is sure to beckon good luck to him.
It's not doing a very good job so far, is it?
You mustn't say such things.
I didn't say a word. Why are my eyes such a giveaway? Alright. Well, I guess look over here. Oh! Well, he was right there. Literally just out of our field of view. Hello, Mr. Sholmes.
Ah! Look, Mr. Naruhodo!
Aha! There he is. Where did he appear from?
He seems to be engrossed in the pages of an old book. I hope you won't mind if we disturb him. Hello, Mr. Sholmes?
Ah, you two. Good day. Now, let me see. Where was it that we met?
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, we were together on the SS Burya.
Yes, of course, the Burya. And let me see, what happened on that voyage? It was Kazuma Sogi. He died, tragically, but you were a great help to us. Ah, yes, but of course, the case of Mr. Sogi. It was the one with the snake, wasn't it? Yeah? What do you mean it wasn't it? You literally just came back from that case 2 days ago. Well, I mean, then again, this is like, what, 40 or so days after? So, I guess I can forgive him for forgetting. Well, you seem to remember something of it at least.
What an honor to be remembered vaguely by the great Herlock Sholmes.
Yeah?
This is Mr.
Oh, no, my dear madam. Hold your tongue. I pride myself on my superior powers of recollection. Your names are safely recorded in my brain attic. Miss Naruhodo and Mr. Susato. Try the other way around, Mr. Sholmes. I lose the first round. There. I forgot how to do his voice, because it's been a while, but I think I got it. In truth, I had hoped to invite you to both of my Baker Street suite the day we arrived in London.
but some Scotland Yarders ambushed me at the railway station and whisked me away to a crime scene. It was an entirely trivial case, of course. I solved the matter in no more than 30 minutes. So, the apprehended Soseki-san in that short an amount of time? I'm afraid the pursuance of a new case has dulled my recollection of my past involvements a little. A little? It is a mistake to think that one's brain attic has elastic walls and can distend to any event. I do my best to forget useless facts, lest they should elbow out the useful ones. Yes, those are my own words of inimitable wisdom. You must know from an adventure entitled A Study in Scarlet. I need to read some of the Sherlock Holmes stories. Are they in the... what's it called? Are they in public source now? Can I read them for free, or like... Are they? Because... no, they must not be, because they had to change the names in here, so... Oh, good. So, most stories are in public domain. Okay. I might read some of them then. Because they do sound... what's it called? I know who a real Sherlock Holmes is, but I never really... what? No, Sherlock Holmes. Whatever though. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of wanted to see how it things. I'm not really into detective stories too much, but please, there's no need to quote yourself. I don't always remember parts of my pearls of wisdom, but fortunately, my associate pens them beautifully. He means Iris, I suppose. Mr. Sholmes, we have some extremely important questions to ask you about the trivial case you just mentioned. Goodness, what an earnest expression. My dear madam, I should only be too pleased, and this murky room is an apt place to discuss the murky case. There, I think I at least have the way he speaks. Let's talk about how you arrested Mr. Natsume. We know this to be the lodgings of a Japanese foreign student by the name of Soseki Natsume. It seems that you assisted in his arrest, Mr. Sholmes, for the stabbing of a young woman outside here on Briar Road. Natsume. Yes, I believe it was a name rather along those lines. But Mr. Natsume denies it. Was it really justifiable to arrest him on so little? I'm sorry, Mr. Sato. What? I have not the slightest idea what you mean. What? I can't believe he was looking Susato squarely in the eye while feigning ignorance. I assure you, I am not merely feigning ignorance. It would appear as though the pair of you are under some misapprehension. Oh? How? I assure you, I have no recollection of accusing your stupid compatriot of the crime. But that doesn't make sense. The good detective of Scotland Yard made the following request of me, and I quote verbatim. We need you to ascertain the identity and whereabouts of a man seen fleeing the crime scene. Ah, a man seen fleeing. There were a number of books scattered on the pavement at the scene. From the book plates, I was quickly able to determine the bookshop from which they had been purchased. On speaking with the proprietor, I was immediately led to this address. Elementary, wouldn't you say? I believe there was a receipt around here somewhere from the establishment in question. So, you don't think Mr. Natsume is the culprit then? What is it with my vision now? I can read normally, it's just when I'm reading and speaking, it's like I'm seeing words out of order or something like that. Like, is there such thing as spoken dyslexia? Because I had that ever since I was like young. Oh well. Is it just spoken dyslexia or like stuttering?
I guess I do both, I don't know. Huh. That I could not tell you. But it was aggravating my faculties, hence why I returned here. However, this place is such a trove of fascinating books, I found myself quite lost in bibliophily. Do not be deceived into believing that I am a man of leisure. No, no, no.
Oh, dear.
Yeah? So basically what he just said was, I didn't accuse anyone. The detective asked me to find someone and I found him. What happened after that is none of my business. Like, that's basically just what he said. Ah, tell me, have you encountered the landlord of these lodgings? Yes, Mr. Gerdub, a retired military man.
It was the first time I've ever met a soldier from the great British institution that is the services.
And it was the first time I've ever met a maid from the great British institution that is service. I didn't think it was that funny. I do apologize. As you may be well aware, many households in London employ a maid.
Yes, I read as much in my Great Britain primer.
And so, conversely, whether or not a household employs a maid has come to betoken the social standing of those dwelling therein. Betoken their social standing? Sorry? Put simply, my dear fellow, those who employ at least a single maid are considered middle class. Those who do not are beneath that. Oh, I thought he was rich then. Okay. I guess I can't give him the rich man's voice, should I? I might give him a voice similar to Mr. Fairplay then, because I don't think we'll be seeing him ever again. In the upper echelons of society, of course, households employ enough staff to constitute a large family. Yeah, literally. Like, I believe some people even had families within the like maid things. Like, you'd have a family of people and all of them are just maids. Like a family of people in service to the master, you know what I mean? Things were crazy back in the day. Matter of fact, that might be how things are now in some places.
Goodness, how extraordinary.
As you can appreciate, for those on the precarious boundary between the middle and lower classes, being able to afford just one maid is of the first importance. I had no idea. And it is for precisely that reason that I find great stimulation in the situation upstairs. Specifically in the retired army veteran, Mr. John Gerdub. Oh? Affable as he is, the fellow is hiding something. Whether or not it imposes on the circumstances of this case, I am as yet unable to ascertain. I'm thoroughly lost on what he means to say. It means he's hiding something. Simple. And let's talk about this room last. This room is thoroughly suffocating for the soul, my dear fellow. I assure you, any man whose lot it is to dwell in a place such as this will stab somebody sooner or later.
Mr. Natsume has stabbed no one.
Ah, but sooner or later, as I said.
I don't believe that's the issue here.
About this dark little room, Mr. Sholmes. Why is there no longer a window? Do you have any idea? No window? Well, I mean, I can clearly see that there is a window, of sorts. But it's been completely blocked with bricks. Ah, I see. The answer to that question is quite simple. Window tax. Window tax? What is that?
Surely not a tax on windows.
Precisely that.
Oh my goodness!
Until relatively recently, a tax was levied on households in this country by the number of their windows. Those of lesser means, having inherited a sizable and costly family home perhaps, rapidly closed the windows up, while the rich open windows here, there and everywhere, in an effort to curry favour with those in power by furnishing them with large sums of tax money. Yeah? If it were me, I would close all the windows, because then I could just save money. No matter how rich I am, the windows stay closed. Unless it's actually hot outside. Then the windows open.
How awful and unjust, forcing people to live in rooms devoid of light.
Indeed. Disease was rife as a result. So, some 40 years ago, or thereabouts, the window tax was abolished. But its legacy remains, as you can see, in squalid lodgings such as these, for example. I suppose Mr. Natsume's stipend for living here in London isn't very generous, perhaps? It would appear so. I've done a little digging, and discovered that these lodgings were offered at an extraordinarily low price.
Because the room is so awful, I should think.
Apparently, Mr. Natsume only moved in here about 1 week ago. Yes, that's correct. However, I don't believe the low rent is explained by the shabby nature of the accommodation.
Oh?
Still, that is of little relevance here. A matter not worthy of further attention. Are you sure? I'm curious now. Yeah? Setting up stuff for later? Okay. Sorry, I just realized that, literally, like, whatever. Well, I believe I've told you all I can now. Thank you, Mr. Sholmes. Ah, yes, Mr. Naruhodo. Was it not your intention to become a practitioner of law? You remembered that, did you? Will you perhaps be offering your services in this very matter, I wonder? To the occupant of this room, Mr. Natsume, was it? I'm not sure. Not sure? On what grounds? Well, I actually defended someone in court here only yesterday. Really? Well then, I congratulate you, sir, on an ambition realized, and so promptly too. The thing is, it's really made me question things. Am I right to believe in my clients? To trust in their innocence? Yes, trust. Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Natsume didn't do it, did he? My dear fellow, I haven't the first idea. Oh, but I thought that's why you were here. Didn't you come back to investigate? Ah, yes, that was indeed my initial intention. But there are simply too many fascinating books here. I couldn't possibly ignore them. Oh, I see. Nevertheless, there are two facts that I can state quite unequivocally. The man who fled the scene of the crime 2 days ago was the Japanese occupant of this room. And, 2. There are witnesses who swear to having seen the same man commit the crime. That is all I can say. Ah, and one more thing.
Oh? What is it, Mr. Sholmes? Tell us.
I cannot say with any certainty whether or not it is of importance to this case, but I am quite sure that the retired army man who owns this property is hiding something. He said as much earlier. Mr. Garadeb is... Mr. Sholmes said as much before, actually. Didn't he? Anyway, at present, that is really all that plays on my mind in relation to this case.
Mr. Naruhodo, as yet our investigations have uncovered Nothing that could help establish Mr. Natsume's innocence.
No, you're right. You're right. Perhaps it's time you probe a little deeper into Mr. Gerdeb's secret.
Just remember, I cannot be sure whether the landlord's secret will prove to be of relevance or not. But I wish you every success, of course, Mr. Naruhodo.
Alright. So,
A busy man indeed. He's gone back to his book in the corner of the room.
alright. So, next time, we are going to explore Mr. Gerdeb's residence. Well, we're not going to explore. We're going to find out we're going to explore his residence to find out his secret. Yeah. I can't imagine what secret he'd have, though, but whatever. Anyways. Yeah, sorry if I sound a bit congested again. Again, I still have a bit of the cold left. It only props up at nights for some reason. Man, maybe it's the... What's it called? It's the stuff I take for it is like, what's it called? Lasts the day, and... Because it is around this time that I usually take the allergy pills, but whatever. Anyways, that will be all, and I will see you all next time.